All right. Hello. My name is Jalea Henderson. As you know, I am the transition coordinator for the Columbus School District, and I am the co-host with Tim Markle of our Transition Talks Tuesdays. And this particular evening, we are going to be meeting with a variety of business owners and business employees who have partnered with the Columbus Transition Program to help our students gain valuable employment skills. So, joined with me today is Amanda Wakeman from the Columbus Public Library. She is the library director, and she has a great background with working with people with disabilities and currently employs one of my students. And so we're going to get to hear from Amanda today on her experiences working with this population. And I'm so excited because she's wonderful. And with that, I'm going to mute myself. And Amanda, whenever you're ready.
All right. So as Julia said, my name is Amanda Wakeman, and I am currently the director at Columbus Public Library. Prior to coming here, I was the director at Jane Morgan Memorial Library in Cambria. In both roles, I have worked with different transition programs with students that turned into employees for us at both places. In Cambria, I had the unique experience of coming in and having a volunteer already in place who had some physical disability. And that particular person had actually been at a couple different locations, and they had actually been placed into a factory, which was not a good fit for them. And then they were placed into a nursing home, which was also not a good fit for them. They were doing activities with residents at the nursing home. And I know they were feeling pretty low that they weren't going to be able to find a position for themselves. And then the program had come to the library in Cambria and said, would this be a fit? And we're like, I guess we'll find out. And it ended up working out great. That particular employee has been there for 5 years now. When I was there, they did everything. I always joke like, oh, I don't know. I didn't do that. That's what I have him for. Because they were so gifted and loved, every part of that job. And I think that that'll be a lifetime job for them. I was really happy to work there. And then I had another volunteer start in Cambria who started when they were in high school. They needed some just some volunteer hours, way to get out and meet people and have a little bit of experience. And they volunteered at the library. And then I made the transition to the Columbus Public Library. And it just so happened that that same person was part of the Columbus Transition Program. So she started volunteering at the Columbus Library. And since then, over the last few months, we've made the transition into employment here, which has been such a great blessing for us. We didn't have to create a position. The page position was already a position that existed here at the library. And so it was just hiring for it, which has been absolutely wonderful. I feel, on a weekly basis, it's been adding so much to what we do because it's taking some of the stuff off of our plate, which has been really important. That we don't have our programming staff doing the shelving and the pulling and the organizing and stuff like that. So it's not like it's, just adding a position to add a position. It's been something that's really benefited us, which I think every business can benefit from. Yeah, so very excited about that. Sorry. So I know here, like I said, the individual we have working here, we also work with another program that volunteers every week. And we are a small library with a small staff. So there's a lot of things we don't have time to always do. When we're helping patrons at the desk, we don't have time to always be off pulling the books or putting stuff away or even tidying up. So having people in that position is essential to what we do every day and gives us time to serve our patrons the best we can, which is great. I know one of the questions I had was what is challenging about it? And I guess I haven't found a lot of challenges with our employment and our volunteers at all. It's been a really great fit for us. I think, with any new employee, the first couple weeks, learning the routines and the rules and how things work is sometimes it takes some time, but I mean, it hasn't been any different than any other employee that we've ever had. It's been a pretty seamless transition.
What are
And oh,
some, sorry, Amanda, what are some of the jobs that the volunteers do
mhm.
versus the jobs that the page does?
Okay, so our volunteers are usually um, definitely led more by a supervisor that comes in and helps them to do it. Our big thing we have to do every day is we do something called the pick list. And our pick list is we have a list of all the books that other libraries want that have to go to other patrons at other libraries. And so usually our volunteers will kind of cut that up, divvy it out, and they will go and get those books. For the page position, it's printed and sat on the counter. And when our page gets here, it's her responsibility to find it and get to work and go find that entire list and bring it back. We also don't have our volunteers do any shelving, just because in a library, if a book is shelved incorrectly, it's lost forever. But our page does do shelving because they are very familiar with the library and they know where everything belongs. So that's kind of there's definitely more responsibility put on our pages than our volunteers. Yeah.
Oh, I have other questions.
Good, please. Thank you.
Yes, in terms of your current page, so my student,
Hmm.
what are some accommodations that you and your staff have made in order for her to be successful? I know that she has specific challenges with communication and some anxiety,
Hmm.
social anxiety, which has definitely improved, which you can speak on.
Yeah.
And then also just in general, helping her with some of her obstacles or challenges to be more successful in the position.
Okay. Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is she struggles with remembering people's names. So one of the big accommodations has been she has a sheet that has everybody's picture on with their name on. We all also wear name tags, so I think that helps as well. I know when she first started, she's pretty introverted, but I feel over time she's definitely become more comfortable with everybody. And I know my staff, we're all talkers, and she's kind of fallen into that, like, oh, I'm going to chat for a while because that's what we all do. So I feel like, and like I said, with anybody who starts a new job, it takes time to get comfortable. It takes time to learn everybody. It takes time to know who everyone is. And I think with the accommodation of having those pictures and the name tags, that has really, really helped a lot. Yeah, and like I said, we're definitely in a place now, a few months in, where everybody's very comfortable and she's just a member of our staff. It's no different than anybody else.
Absolutely. And she is working with DVR, so the
Mhm.
Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. So eventually, I mean, she had a coach a couple times check in with you, and but eventually that has faded. And now she's able
Mhm.
to do the job independently with the support of the staff. And that's where we really want to get is
Yeah.
having specific staff members from the transition program or from DVR is essential at the beginning to get everybody to kind of do that warm handoff.
Mhm.
But then once those people that are actually her coworkers become sort of the mentors, that's really what we want is we want all of the colleagues to be working together to create those relationships. So I've definitely seen that happen in that case.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I guess the only other thing I wanted you to just kind of touch on is um, just the rewarding, experience, beneficial experience between both of you. And then also, what would you say to a business who is hesitant about a volunteer experience or even employing an individual with a
Mhm.
disability? What would be your advice or what has worked for you?
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's been obviously we got a great employee, and that's always, what you're looking for at any business or any different organization. I know the having a volunteer come in, when we hired her, we knew exactly what we were getting, and we knew at that point like she fit exactly what we wanted. So going from volunteer to employee is something that you don't have the benefit of doing when you're just hiring employees. uh, I mean, you can hire somebody thinking they're going to be great and it doesn't work out. Where with this employee, it's like we already knew her. We already knew she does a great job. We were ready. I mean, if anybody's hesitant, just know there is a position for them in your business. Even if you think that you're not coming up with it, you don't have to make up something new. This is somebody who, any of them, I mean, but especially here for us, this is somebody who's coming in that has so many gifts and talents that you might not have. And there's a place there. I mean, and you don't have to worry. It's just another person coming in. And like I said, it's more fearful when you're hiring somebody that you don't have experience with. So yeah, I mean, for us, it's only been amazing, only been beneficial. I hope that our employee would say the same about us, that it's been amazing and beneficial, and we're happy every day. I know this particular employee, like I said, I've known her for a couple of years. It's to the point where I don't even really see her because she doesn't like rely on me to like lead her. She comes, she does her job. She's been here for half an hour. I haven't seen her yet because she just comes and gets to work and does her job. She's just our employee. It's
Awesome.
been great.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. And I think that focusing on that transition from an employment, or sorry, from a volunteer or a job shadow
Mm-hmm.
into paid competitive employment is really important, and something that I think that we forget the actual, benefit of all of that,
Yeah.
because having students try different places would really be able to focus on their strengths and their interests, their
Mm-hmm.
preferences. And then it takes some of that pressure off the employer to feel like they need to hire them right away, because it needs to be a beneficial fit for both the
Yeah.
employer and the employee.
Mm-hmm.
So we really appreciate everything that you have done for our program, Amanda, and your willingness to partner with us and to be such a crucial part of learning these invaluable employment skills for this
Yeah.
population. So I have been so fortunate to work with the Columbus community, and you are one of my favorite people to work with. So I really
Oh,
appreciate you so much.
yeah.
And
Oh,
thank you so much for taking your time to speak with us today.
not a problem at all. I was happy to be here and happy to share experiences.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Amanda, and thank you for everybody for tuning in. That is all we have, Tim.
That is fantastic. Thank you both for taking the time to record this, and it's going to be very valuable. And I just appreciate the way you two work together.
Mhm.
The system needs more people working together for the good of our students, and you two are two of those people. So thank you very much. And we're going to move on from here.
All right. Thanks.